Need to have a good CT half here, and first and foremost, it's about getting those headshots, and NiP will be leading the charge there as we see a bit of aggression. I like that they had two people peeking that angle straight away. And look at this, it's like a traffic diversion here. NiP diverted all the way to the A-bomb site.
And right now it's a good call because most of Envyus's focus is towards the B and the mid area. Only Apex, I think it is, towards the CT spawn area by himself. And Force just threw the one smoke they had exactly for that position, so still gonna be tricky.
Yeah, it's funny, a lot of teams would just stay in the BAs, but NiP immediately rotated and they're going to beat the rotation here. Oh, going straight in for Happy as he reloads, but Happy still gets the reload off, gets the frag as well, and his pistol play so far has been picture perfect. We'll have to see if he can continue that streak as the rest of his teammates are coming in now. Just get right, and there you go. What a shutdown. Envyus will start off with the CT pistol, but the bomb went down, and if I was NiP, I probably would be heavily considering a set piece with a force buy in this next round.
5 armors are OP then on CT pistols.
Indeed.
But yeah, it's actually pretty hard for the CTs to defend against a full execute. It would have been better for NiP if they got some kills, then they would have had more money for grenades, but right now it looks like they're just going to eco and buy the next round.
Yep, makes a lot of sense as well. You can really make both arguments for NiP because their buy rounds are really strong, and they probably feel against Envyus. Maybe the Envyus themselves are so are unstable or will make so many mistakes that they just want to play the most basic game that they can, perhaps. And what kind of round would you expect from NiP? You know, you're facing Envyus in the next round. You know, assuming that NiP does somehow win this round with some crazy play.
Well, seeing as how they saw that Kenny only has a CC, they're probably expecting an op from him in the next round. So it could be a number of things. I think they will have enough money for 5 ops, so they might go for a pretty fast B split. It's going to be hard for them to just go for mid control and then put the bomb side up because they won't have all the molotov and all the flashes for it. So either that or faking mid control and then going maybe for an execute towards the B bomb site.
So not A? You don't think they will touch A?
It's definitely a possibility, but in my opinion it's a bit too predictable with the buy they have.
Right. I think
considering
that's a good point.
that they were ecoing, so...
That's actually a really good point. I like that. I like it. Would have loved it they would have just run through A. Of course. Like, get wrecked, yeah, get wrecked.
Of course, Yanko, you don't know what you're talking about. That's why you're not playing, you're talking.
So, looks like we will see smoke here, the very, very typical cat smoke, but it's delayed. And that's interesting. But NiP is not going to be finding anything. He's going to get actually trapped. This is kind of cool. I wonder if they realize that Molotov won't cover the corner. But the smoke will kind of give the game away that NiP is there. Exist is going to get hit in the face by a smoke, rather a flashbang, but he otherwise will be okay. And NiP have mid.
This is why I said it was going to be tricky for NiP. They do manage to get mid control and put Get right in that ladder room, also exist in connector. But now they're only left with 2 smokes and 2 flashes. Which I suppose one is going to be for jungle and other one maybe for CT spawn. And then they're going to go together from ramp and connector with Get right lurking. But I dislike that they don't have anyone in A apps to trade kills from that position. But let's see how it goes.
Yeah, NiP down at 1 HP, now finished off by Exist with a quick headshot. Happy's in Palace. He might be quite annoying. I don't know if they count on this. This is kind of the one weakness of NiP's play, is that they don't have anybody in Palace to clear this. And, okay, Freiberg is there on Sandwich, so he's able to stare into this position, as we can see. And I think, you know, Happy needs a distraction to commit to this play. Maybe now he's going to start going as the rest of his teammates push in. In fact, exactly that happens. After Pit makes that frag, Happy goes in for the trade from Palace. But now his position is known. If he's smoked off, he's going to be flanked here by Forest. Good night, Happy. And the rest of his team is also dead for the round of NiP. So they make the A play work after securing mid control and forward positions on 2 players, as you mentioned. And nice little pop flashes here and there.
Yeah, they managed to make it work in the end, but I think it was Happy again being a bit too passive. By the time he was getting flashed in to take a peek, doesn't achieve anything. NiP already has control of window room, so I felt that since they lost some map control early on, he had to be more aggressive with his positioning try and get a kill or two earlier on.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And now, you know, Envyus into this spy, which for some would not make a lot of sense. And against NiP, who will be running anti-ecos, you got to be cognizant that maybe you don't get to fire those scouts before a bomb site's lost. And that's the big risk of this buy from Envyus, is that they need to convert on these scout purchases, but will they? I'm not sure.
They will not. They will not.
It's very unlikely, isn't it? NBK is in a good position, and he is somewhat of a scout master. Finds a headshot onto the forest and exists as well. And that's why the scout can be dangerous. But you do wonder, to some extent, why the end of the walkway was not smoked off, in, you know, or something. Smoke.
True. Especially knowing that MBK loves playing that position with the scout, and he is extremely proficient with it, as we just saw. So a bit of a blunder, but round's still not over then.
No, but Get Right will eliminate Devil. He was the main threat in this round, and now it's just going to be Apex left with the scout, and he's going to get tagged up and finished off by Get Right. So in the end, it will be the round won by NiP, but even with just 3 frags, you have to wonder that, okay, sure, economy damage onto NiP, but surely Envyus should be thinking more about their own economy in some respects.
Yeah, I think they realized that they are not going to have enough money to buy in this round either, but they wanted to have a good buy in the next round, right? In round number 6. So they just bought a couple of scouts, some pistols. The players that had a bit more money, maybe, you know, thinking that they could get lucky. But this is an eco for them with a couple of pistols, and they're focusing on the next round.
But what if, Yanko, your percentage chance to win that last round is about 10-15% with that buy, or to do damage? That's significant enough. That's the question of a team like NiP. The numbers that they've been showing, as you highlighted previously, they're one of the teams where there is the strongest argument to go for those full ecos. And, nothing done in this round here by Envyus either, so far. Trying from Apex, but that's it.
What I would maybe do against NiP is maybe force, and then try and gamble on a bomb site, right? Stack a bomb site with at least 4 people. And if they come my way, then I have a decent chance of winning the round. But if they don't, then I can just save again. Because the problem against a team like NiP right now, seeing how they're really efficient on their T sides, is you on one hand you don't want to go double eco and give them a really good economy, because then, you know, you have to fight them on full gun rounds. You need to win 2 in a row, which is going to be difficult when they have all of their utility, right? So you ideally would like to have a healthy buy for yourself, but also put some pressure on them so that you can only win 1 gun round and maybe force them to at least have a weak buy if they're going to buy, or maybe to even go for a full equal.
It makes a lot of sense too, because if you, let's say you even guess wrong 2 rounds in a row, you can try to save the Kevlar, make them work for the kills.
Exactly.
And so there's actually a lot of logic there. I like that a lot. I don't think I've ever seen a team go for that approach, which is very strange. But either way, here comes the push from NiP. Very fast B. Set piece coming in. MBK close with the M4. Let's see if he's able to do this. 1 frag traded. Not good enough, really, for Envyus to really hold on to this bomb site. As we can see, NiP are in there now. Although the bomb still needs to make its way out of the apartment still. I guess that they are really trying to make sure that everything is smoked off very, very fully and thoroughly before they push in. And now finally Get Right last man out of the B apartments. We'll go for the plant, but everyone's dead already. Everyone's already dead. So very, very safe player there with the bomb, but beautiful execution in the end from NiP, getting all the frags.
Just shows their versatility, right? That they can change the pace as well, surprise Envyus. Maybe they know that Kenny likes to go for that jump, and then when he does that, MBK is pretty much by himself towards the B bomb site. And you could see them just throwing the typical smoke towards mid to distract Kenny from the B bomb site, and then just with 1 or 2 simple flashes towards B, they explode there, and NBK simply can't get more than that position.
But speaking of more than 1 kill, we got Apex with a double, and that is a little bit scary, isn't it? We've got him sitting in the apps now with a gun, although he's only got 5 HP. But NiP now, their attention split between so many positions with only 3 players. It's very hard to deal with, but I thought Forrest was going to get that, but he doesn't. Get Right, he picks it up. He's down low now, 22 HP, and in comes Apex from the back. exist. That frag was so incredibly important, but there's still a very solid chance for NiP to pull this off. He just has to connect 2 bullets, one with Get Right and one with Exist, and he wins this round. But he has no kit, so there it is. Good headshot position, making life difficult for MBK, and NiP win the round. Very close though, thanks to that play in the apps by Apex.
Running and gunning with a 5-7, pretty powerful.
It's good, man. But pretty good.
Yeah, another full buy for Envyus. Kenny with the op again. Let's see if they try to go for an aggressive play right now. Maybe push towards mid or flash into a ramp, because the standard play hasn't worked for them in the first round.
Yeah, indeed. Well, bomb towards the slope.
Same old, same old.
NiP. Mid as well. Start to work into some forward positions. NiP still trying to work on moving their players in, and I like this the forward smoke in connector allows Freiburg to enter quite easily. He's always going to do this. He's going to pop flash through. There's a player in the stairs. Freiburg playing for it. Just got to drag that spray across. You can see that he's a little bit frustrated there with that the slowness to that kill, but he does get it regardless because the pop flash was so strong, and that is a wrap.
I mean, we're talking about Kenny S, right? One of the best hoppers in the world, and how how hoppers could be influential on Mirage. NiP in the first 2 gun rounds completely negating his influence. Like, he could not get a shot off basically here, and you can see the problem of giving up map control and not reacting. NiP just managed to pick off all the players of Envyus on both short, window room, connector, and then in the end towards the A-apps. They need to be more reactive on their CT side. They need to maybe try and group up if they're already not going to fight for mid control.
Danko, Happy has the AWP. And
finally, the best operator in the team gets his hand.
I was just about to say.
And of course, gets killed immediately, and they're going to win the round now. So, Happy, obviously, a better operator than Kenny S, guys.
It's just so funny. I was just thinking, like, okay, what's wrong with this picture? You got Kenny S looking down middle from window with a FAMAS. Happy's running into apps with it all. What's going on?
I mean, the only thing is with that, in a situation like that, is that maybe Happy's more comfortable with going for that peak, that position. He's done it before. So if they want to do that as a team, maybe Happy is the better choice than Kenny. But I mean, generally speaking, it should always be Kenny, the one on there. Look at this, now he's in the same position. Of course, gets another entry kill. Why not? Why not? Maybe Kenny's just not feeling it, and he gave it to Happy.
Yeah, that's possible. That is possible.
But I mean, generally speaking, it's not something you want, right? You want for your opponent to be able and consistent enough to do it in any situation. As we see now, finally, Envyus is fighting for that mid control, flashing Devil in, him getting the kill after the initial pick from Happy, and now things are looking much better.
Yeah, they are indeed. Just leaving NiP with 3 players, so it's a pretty hard position to work from if you don't have map control. And again, the effort was taken towards middle to take mid control, but they just lost 2 players, so they didn't even get, like, for that sacrifice, mid control really. Although it's only now that Envyus are leaving it alone, which is actually smart in of itself, because they can afford to play more passively now because it's safer. They got less angles to worry about. They can play team play much better, force the T's through choke points. So with that 2-man advantage that they have, so this is a great setup for Envyus. And okay, sure, NiP have middle, but what are they going to do with 3 players? That's really the question.
Split towards the B bomb side, it seems.
Ooh,
very important goal for Freiburg too.
Yeah, that is pretty
Happy's
good.
now alone on that side of the map.
And Getright's going to get into the B apps because Happy, losing his teammate on short, now he's worried about short. So this gives the opening for Getright to maybe shoot him in the side of the head. We'll have to see if Getright can get that angle. Distraction needs to come in. If this shot comes from Happy, then it's surely a frag. But he pulls out a nade. The timing is devastating. Getright's going to plant for short now. And he's rapidly moving in, but he won't get the frag on the initial player. Exist. Or Freiburg rather. Life is looking quite difficult here now. Envyus with a good start, but they're getting shut down by this play. All started with Freiburg in the ladder room, and it will end surely with Exist here in the window room.
Yeah, that was a problem for you. Don't want to be isolated and give your opponents a 1v1 duel, or when you have a man advantage. But MBK was pretty stuck at that point in time, couldn't move out of ladder. Maybe Happy should have come there and gave control of the B bomb site. But yeah, great lurk from Exist as well, from Connector. Got great timing, and NiP managed to win a 3-5 round.
Yeah, and it's a really big deal because now it's eco time for Envyus. That was the round that could have saved Envyus from having economic turmoil or hardships, and now it is just ecoing against NiP. Not really the best place to be in a Counter-Strike match.
But now they're actually gambling on the A bomb side then.
Indeed. And NiP, because they don't have anybody with an SMG, there's nobody to play information, you know, without. I mean, the nice thing if you have like a guy with an SMG is it's a low cost. You don't really lose much, and you can have a guy who can just run into a site and just basically get that information for you. Although the other the other option is just to have a really solid set piece into a bomb site with Molotovs, and you can play blind as well.
That's the much better option, in my opinion, because you can go for information, and then the information is, oh, one player is here, but you died. So
right.
You're not helping your team at all at that point. So it's a thin line between getting information or just dying for no reason.
Right. And I'm with you there. I definitely prefer the blind play with the Molotovs, but a lot of teams seem to have not the drilled.
In the end, you need to have diversity,
rounds.
right? If you only go for the set plays, then people will just stack against you, and you know, it's a coin flip. They will be right sometimes, and then you risk giving the round away. Even though with a good set piece, you can actually negate a stack, even with good use of Molotovs, smokes, and flashes. But yeah, you never want to be one-dimensional. Never want to be easy to read for your opponents, because there's no such thing as an overpowered setup or an overpowered execute. Everything is dependent on the situation and the read. So if you can get a good read on your opponent, there are always things you can do to counter them.
Well, it is looking great for NiP so far on their T side. And Envyus, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, did they not win the first 3 rounds? Or the first 2 rounds, right? Yeah, then they end up getting reset eventually. So again, another very strong performance from the Ninjas in pajamas. I mean, can you actually buy NiP pajamas? They must be actual NiP pajamas somewhere.
I'm not sure, but it won't make any sense if you couldn't.
I know, right?
I mean, it's the whole point of the team.
Exactly, this defeats.
And some shurikens, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, it's now time for, I think it's Forest. Forest and Biats. He's going to slowly try to get an angle there on a potential pick, and Happy, usual shenanigans in Palace.
Now, and Envyus reacting a little bit. They had a stack towards the A-bomb site early, then they put Happy in a forward position in A-apps. Now they can rotate around the map. We see MBK is baiting for Devil here with a forward position. They're moving Kenny S over as well, while Happy is going for the information play, but GetRight seems to be waiting for it. Wow, nice flick. Nice flick. Happy's gonna be not happy about that one. Hey, caster puns. I'm a caster now, boy.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
I have all the good puns as well. Now Ape is going for an, again, aggressive play. Why not? Kills GetRight. But they lost all control of mid, of window, of connector. You see how scared Kenny is to move anywhere. He has to go all the way towards the CT spawn. Apex in the bomb site all by himself. But this is a strong position considering there's no one in AF.
Yeah. Well, he's dead. He's dead now.
Dead now, of course. Dead now, of course.
So, yeah. Envyus trying to build towards something there. But again, NiP seem to be individually, on Mirage especially, just a little bit better overall. Just more consistent, generally speaking, in the 1v1s. And that, really adds up. If you're already a team that's having some strategic success, when you're in hard spots where you got to play individually, and you're still getting the better of it, then that's when you win. That's when you win at Counter-Strike. That's how you win Counter-Strike, friends. So, NiP with yet another round, and Envyus not really much to show for themselves so far. They're on a mere 3 rounds, and it's very likely that NiP are going to go into a surplus into the double digits. Like 11 or 12 at this point looks very realistic.
Definitely, because Envy, even this eco, will not have an optimal buy, and that's because, you know, when you buy constantly pistols all the time, you will be always, after you lose a gun round, maybe you'll be stuck around 3k, 3.5k, which is really not enough for a buy. If you go for a full eco, maybe you'll be around 4,500. That you can buy decently well. But as we see again, NiP just going together as a unit towards the B bomb site, getting the kills, and it's going to be another pretty easy round for them, not losing a single player so far yet.
Absolutely. Another good one from NiP. Yet to see too much from Envyus so far, and the problem really is if they don't even scrape together 5 rounds, they won't really get much chance to show some Counter-Strike here today. I mean, they will. I mean, again, if they lose the pistol round, for example, they'll maybe have 1 buy round. That's their margin of error. Your margin of error is 1. That's kind of sucky. And look at the money on NiP. It is ridiculous.
I mean, Envyus has 27 kills in 13 rounds. That's basically 2 kills per round. That just tells you that they've had a really hard time even contesting NiP on this map so far. Considering they won 3 out of those rounds, that means in the rounds they lost, probably they got like 12 kills in 10 rounds, something like that.
Yeah, indeed.
I also learned that you should never do math while you're casting right now, Dan.
Yes.
So I almost have it nailed, boys. Almost have it.
Castle map is top tier. You can nail that, it's top tier.
But yeah, again, NiP going for that mid control. Devil now through the smoke by himself, gets a kill, but dies, gets traded. Are they going to push together now? Yes. No.
They can just get wrecked as well.
I mean,
double peek and mid. Seems like NiP can't go wrong with whatever they do right now.
I mean, they are obviously, you know, hitting their shots and everything. But when you're playing, that's the thing that I was pointing out about NiP, right? Yes, threat. They're listening to him. He helped them a lot. But the main thing as well, next to that, is that they're actually playing with a lot of confidence again, right? Because they see how this is influencing their play. They see that they're playing better. Obviously, the results are better as well. So these individual players like Forrest, like Getright, like Freiberg, who maybe started doubting themselves after a miserable 2015, you know, remembered that they are actually a former world champion as well.
Yeah.
So when you have that, then that's why they got into their old form. And even if they're, you know, in a disadvantaged position, they can still make it happen because NiP magic.
Yeah.
Magic.
It's a really big deal. I mean, the way I always like to put it, well, I shall wait as we have some action here into the bench side A. That's Envyus can post some kind of defense. They have less than optimal equipment to deal with this situation, but bomb will go down, smoked off. It is so many depressing situations have been set upon Envyus, where you can see just that picture there with Happy just stuck behind a smoke, no way to get to the site, no equipment to even do anything if he was to be able to get onto the site. It's a hard spot to play from, and Get right in here with a flash, takes down a free one, and there's possibility for Happy right now. There's 2 players left, one of which has 9 HP, but and he has a kill as well, so if Happy's really quick, make this happen, but no. Throwing a flash towards the stairs, you'll get called out and fragged, so the 12-3 is there. And yeah, so the way I like to put it is that, like, now NiP have a structure that they can believe in. They can actually believe in there's actually a team now, and for them to believe in. As well as themselves individually, so that there's so much pressure off their shoulders. I think last year and the year before, in some senses, imagine like being in the position of Get Right Forest. They probably realize unless they have go completely ham in a match, they're going to lose that match.
Yeah, because honestly, in the way they play, they were surpassed by other teams, Envyus and Fnatic most notably. And I think that what we're seeing here is what is supposed to happen generally when a structured team meets a team that relies solely on, I mean, not solely, but largely, yeah, on their individual skill and individual performance. Unless the team with structure, the players are failing individually in some, you know, basic ways, they should always prevail, because you put the loosely styled team in unfavorable situations by your execute, by your setup. That's what you said yourself, that Envyus was constantly in these unfavorable situations.
Yep, it's being played quite well here by NiP, and there's a little run boost. The run boost peaks are becoming more and more prominent, and they're very strong actually, and underused, but I don't think that's going to be the case for too long, that they'll be underused. So here you go. Envyus straight into the A site. It's a retake setup from NiP, so they've allowed for this to happen. They have smoke on Freiberg, but he's getting tagged down. He needs to throw that smoke onto the bomb soonish, I suppose, if he wants to peek. But lots of presence here from NiP. 3 players from CT battling as hard as they can. Frag coming in from Pit there, gets the second one as well. And there's still more players to be fragged here for the T side as Envyus go and try to defend here. But finally the smoke, and you can see that's a set retake smoke there, I believe, from Freiberg, as we'll have Forest in close. But he's got the kit now. That was dropped by Freiberg. Nice little snap there from Forest. All on Happy against Forest now. Tapping the bomb. I think Happy saw his foot. Happy knows that he's not on the bomb. Great shot from Happy. Set retake smokes, man. That's where the future is.
Yeah, that was pretty insane by NiP, and I guess he has a couple for different plant positions, but yeah, in the end, Envyus managed to get enough kills so that Happy can win them the round in the end. You see that NiP doesn't buy armor, but they buy pistols and HEs.
Oh yeah.
And they are expecting a big rush, because that's where the stack is.
4 HEs. NiP actually, I've seen some cool HE rounds from them, and it's quite cool to see some teams bringing it back, because the HEs in this game are very unreliable. So this sort of play can really suck or be really good. And it's usually that it really sucks. But if you have the timing and the calls and the setups.
Seems like they also have set positions and set angles on which they throw the nades, so that not everyone throws the same one, and maybe if it misses, they all miss, which is pretty cool. And this is what I was talking about when, you know, what people could do against NiP. Maybe it would be something like this, pretty much. And it seems like Envyus is going a bit towards the B bomb side, at least MBK. They're going for a B split actually for long.
Just playing dodgeball there, but it's going to be the first couple frags going towards the Envyus side. And because they split the site and they didn't go for the what is more common actually, which is just, let's say, if they were going B, as you said, like NiP have been doing, just run in through apps in some sense or other, then the nades probably would have done quite a lot. They just went through apps, but they didn't. So gamble was there. It's great to see that NiP are doing stuff like that. You know, I mean, if they're successful, other teams might copy it, and that's how the meta game can start to change based on, you know, if some team discovers something that's quite strong.
I mean, honestly, because the pistols were much less powerful in 1.6, a lot of teams had a lot of ecos, like set strats on eco to try and at least get a couple of rifles of their opponents, right? And you didn't, at least the best teams in the world didn't just throw those rounds away by standing in default setups and like waiting for the round to be over so they could play with guns. I think that teams in CSGO were much more lazy when it comes to those rounds, to think about something or to, because when you think about it, like just get one flash and you have 4 players and they can just run out somewhere together and, you know, try to get a kill or 2 with good timing, like Dust 2 mid or Mirage mid, or, you know, you can do a bunch of stuff, but teams are just, it seems like lazy is the right word there, I think.
Yeah. It's one of those things that is quite nuanced. Come back to that point in a moment. We've got a fast round here from Envyus. Now, this would have been the round where it would have been nice if there were a bunch of HEs, but there is just one player instead of a bunch. The main push is coming towards the A site. Happy's playing the guy with the checkboards. He's playing the information. Freiberg's actually going to pick him up. And there's another player here for Freiberg to fight against. Oh, getting some damage onto MBK. What the hell is happening over at A? We have some frags. I have no idea what's going on. Forest and Freiberg picking up frags exists as well. He's picked up an AK. He's got 100 health. One goes down towards the B side of the map. Now, exists in a position where he's probably just saved this AK. How would you interpret this?
He can try and get a cheeky kill from short, but if... Oh, he didn't see Devil for 4.
Wow. It's happening. It's happening.
You know what happened here, Dan?
Yeah.
He didn't see Devil because obviously if he would shoot it indirectly, but one of his teammates is playing on a different resolution. He saw him on his screen, so he gave him the call where the last player is actually, he got the initial kill, and just manages to clutch
Crazy.
1v2 eco round. Nice.
Crazy. Yeah. And there I was. I should save. Shut up, Dan. Shut up.
I mean, the point is, it will probably be, this is not going to happen every time,
No,
but
no, no.
you're like 13-4 up, you might as well go for it. If you were saving, you would have had enough for a gun and armor, and why not have some fun with it?
That is actually a very good point. That kind of makes it completely incorrect for me to say save there. Oops. Either way, we all make mistakes, Sanko.
Coming for your job, Dan.
We've all had a drink. So, definitely have another drink. But maybe later. We've got the 3 versus 4 situation here from Envyus, and swiftly their numbers are going to be cut down again. Envyus struggling at every point, it would seem, against NiP. Definitely a very good stylistic matchup for NiP, as noted previously by Mr. Yanko. And we have 2 versus 4 playing out here. Kenny is able to pick up another kill into mid, so this is going to give some space to be worked from for Envyus, but get right. He's going to come in from the bottom and just frag them both. That is awful. Before Kenny can even escape into the boost position, into the window, he gets killed. So that is a rough situation. NiP now, they're about to win this match. There's no money. There's no money for Envyus.
Isn't it? Okay, I thought it was already. I thought it was supposed to be 15-5 for NiP now, but I am mistaken. Ooh. Yeah, and a really weak buy for Envyus, a bunch of Tech Knights, and it's going to be an explosive.
Indeed, lots of fragging to be had here for the Envyus side, it would appear. Devil will get 1, as well as MBK, but Pit straight back there in with the AWP. Boris as well getting his hands dirty, but he will be taken down. So really nice entries found by Devil with the 2 frags. It will be an opportunity now for Envyus to stave off the NiP side. Fantastic nade though. Absolutely marvelous stuff from GetRights. Devil has been tagged down so low just by nades here, and now it's going to be down to Devil to go for this push, but he's been met with Pit. How does he get that shot? Beautiful stuff there from Devil, and that changes things quite dramatically. Devil could even pick up the AWP if he wanted to, considering that he's got 9 HP. It might be more optimal to have an AWP. And he is going to be dropping his weapon, but picking it up again. So here comes GetRight. 3-1. Nice little rotation from GetRight. Now he makes his way onto the side.
Lurker versus Lurker.
Yeah, just a PT-50 unhappy though, but it's close range. And there's the spray! And if ever the PT-50 glory was to be had by Happy, it should have been then. But the defuse comes in for NiP. GetRight picks up the round, and that will be the 15-5. Game point, match point for NiP. And the money sucks for Envyus. It's really bad. The money is really bad for Envyus.
They still have a better buy than they had the last round, but yeah, it's looking pretty grim for them. They seem to be going for a set play on B this round.
Well,
or a straight up B rush.
There you go. Boris getting hit in the head there, donked on the head with a smoke grenade, but hit and GetRight in with 2 fast frags, but return. But can the bomb be planted here? There's so much pressure in, and Forrest realizes he's getting attacked from behind right now, and he's got teammates to help him out on the front. Very fast round. NiP defend, and it seems like Envyus couldn't quite find ever really an optimal way to attack NiP or even defend them. So across both maps. So quick 2-0 from NiP. I think that was